Hi guys, welcome to the flight tonight of the evening. As we're down in Manchester Airport, we're using the Aerosoft and we're going to be flying to Gran Canaria with the Ryanair. We've got the yellow stripes on the wingtips. So flight time's around 4 hours. We've got some rain in the area as well, so it should make do for a nice rainy departure out of Manchester. Going to be going for a flight level of 320 and we'll step up if we need to. So don't forget to like and subscribe guys, and leave your comments down below as we can get into the cockpit, start the aircraft up and go through our checks ready for departure. We're going to be departing from runway 05 right, so we'll hop over left of the 5 left and then go down and backtrack round. Come in for 03 left for Gran Canaria, so it's a should be a nice sunny arrival than what we're seeing here. So let's go into the aircraft and start her up ready to go. Okay, so we're in the 737-800 cockpit now, so we go ahead and put our battery on and guided. Standby power is guided with a ground power. We'll go to the bat and ground power. We'll fly up and get the IRSs and shove them into nav mode. Whilst doing that, we'll put the one pump on and we'll get our circuit breakers with the panel lights on as well. Go ahead and arm the emergency lights, put our chimes on and our fasten seatbelts. After that, we'll get the APU ready to go. Put on our anti-collision, put the position light on, we've got our window heat on with our probes, get the trim air with our packs, and we'll put the right electric on. Flight level 320, which is set, and landing elevation is 78, so we'll leave it at 50. So that's all done. Put our engine starts to both. Everything on here is all good, so what we'll do is we'll go down into the FMC, we'll get our panel lights and everything all set, ready to go. We'll adjust them. That'll be for the IRS. So we'll go into the FMC now, we'll get the ATIS for Manchester, which is Echo Golf Charlie Charlie. Send that off, go to our positioning, and we've got Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, shove that in, and then voila, there we are. So we go to our route, going to Golf Charlie Lima Papa, and for the departure we're taking the 05 right, we're taking the Asmam 1 Zulu, but because we are departing away, what I want to do is I want to take, coming out is the Listo 2 Zulu, and then we're going to go direct to Victor India Sierra, and then we've got direct to Lis, which will be Listo. And then from there, for the arrival, we're going to go to Ruzik. And then that'll. So we're going to take the Ruzik 6 Zulu, and we are going to come in for the ILS Yankee for 03 left, and we are going to transition at Aneta. So we'll activate that up, go to our perf, we've got reserves of 2.4, cost index today is going to be 5. Got flight level 320. N1 limits, we'll take everything on here. Go to full climb. Takeoff, flaps 5, so 149, a 151 and a 157 for V2, so we'll go ahead and bug that now. Which is set, we'll put 320 in on the MCP. Which is set, we'll go ahead and arm the flight directors and arm the auto throttle. Now departing out on runway 05 right, it's 053. Which is set, we'll go over onto the overhead now, start the APU going, put the APU bleed on, start lighting up our fuel pumps, put the yaw damper on, and we'll put on the left electric. Everything on here is now set to go, so we'll go ahead and we'll call the tug.
Tug connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so we're all set to go, so we'll turn the right pack off, we'll go ahead and release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start engine number 1, we'll just wait for him to start pushing. And we'll go for engine number 1. Engine number 2. Okay, so engine number 2 now coming to life. Okay, so engine number 2 has now switched over, so we'll put the right pack on, we'll switch the left off, and we'll go for engine number 1. Okay, so what we'll do now is we've switched over the APU to the buses. We've got the Gen 1 on, put the left pack back on, the isolation valve can go to auto with the APU bleed off, and the APU can go off as well. Tug's now dropping us down, so we'll drop our flaps 5.
Cell is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye. Okay, so there's our flaps. What we can do now is we'll just do our systems check, and we would have done our wind as well. So full left, full right, full forward, full backwards, rudder left and rudder right, which is set. Okay, so right now we're all set to go. So we'll come out, we'll go on to Delta, cross over 5 left onto Tango, and then roll straight down Victor for the Victor Delta, and then backtrack to 05 right. So we're all ready to go. Flaps are set at number 5 and we are all configured to leave the terminal. Okay, so what we can do is release the brakes and off we go. And we'll just put our window wipers onto the first setting. As we head out. So 157 V2. And what we can also do is we'll put our taxis on as well. Over. 5 left. Okay, so now we'll take her down, Victor. And we'll come on Victor Delta. Okay. So what we'll do now is put our strobes on. Okay, so we'll take our window wipers off now. So we'll taxi down to the end of the runway and we'll turn around. Okay, so we'll turn in at Whiskey. Okay, so you can see the rain's coming back again. Okay, cabin crew, prepare for departure. Okay, so here we are at the hold. straighten up, and we'll get the aircraft all configured now. So we'll put our landing lights on, our runway turn-offs, taxis can go off, put our strobes to steady with our wing, and we will.
Okay, the cabin
Go
is
down with
secure.
VNAV.
Have a good flight.
Thank you very much. So we'll line up onto the runway now. Okay, so here we are now, lined up for the runway. Now what I want to do quickly is just get our payload. So we've got a 17.2, which gives us a 6.5. Okay, so we're all good to go now. So what we can do is we'll start the clock, and we'll release the brake, go 45%, and toga. Okay, airspeed device.
80 knots.
Check throttle hold.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Okay, so we go to flaps 1. Check. So we just wait for the throttle back. Okay, there we go. There's the throttle back. There we go to that right turn. Okay, flaps are up now. Now we'll turn the gear off, and the auto brake can go off as well. As we make our way out of Manchester. So keeping it nice and stable now as we climb through 3008 up to 250. So coming around the bend now. Okay, so we'll level back off. Okay, so put our QNHs back to standard. As we climb through 5,000. Okay, so following flight director now, passing through 6,000 feet. As we're going to go to our direct. Passing through 7,005 now. QNHs are back to standard as we come out of Manchester on our way to Gran Canaria. So, turn our weather on. And we'll go to that right turn now. Okay, so passing 10,000 feet now. Go ahead and turn off our landing lights, runway turn offs, and our wheel well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to observe the fasten seatbelt sign until the captain has switched it off. We do recommend for your comfort and safety that you keep your seatbelt securely fastened throughout your flight. There is a call bell, reading light and fresh air vent in the panel just above your head, and we'd like to remind you that this is a strictly non-smoking flight and all toilets are fitted with smoke detectors. We invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy your flight with us.
Okay, so we're just passing through 11,500. Ongoing showers. Slowly making our climb out. As we get back on par with the flight director. Climbing through 13,500 feet for our 320. Okay, just make a few minor adjustments. As we climb through 14,500 feet, admiring the beautiful views as we come through the clouds. Flight director for the altitude has only gone down, as what it is probably a speed restriction. So we've got some lovely clouds up here today as we move in. So right now we are just following the flight director still as we take the left from Knockin. Holding nice and stable as we pass through the clouds. Okay, so coming round the bend, and what we'll do now is we'll turn on the autopilot, and now the aircraft is flying the aircraft. Okay, so now we're going to go to our takeoff cinematics, guys, so don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, and we'll be back when it's time to get to our top of descent to come down into the lovely Gran Canaria. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Right now at 320, just making a right turn to Ruzik, where we'll make a second right, which will then start bringing us down for our top of descent to come in for the ILS onto runway 03 left. As you can see, the weather's just a little bit unsettling right now, but we've got some lovely views to bring us in down into Gran Canaria. So we're just basically turning onto the Reshade heading now. Should be the 139. And as we pass around, as you can see, there's our top of descent just near. I'll calculate our top of descent down anyway. So if you want to calculate your top of descent, basically what you do is 32,000 times by 3 divided by 1,000, which is 96, plus 10, 106, so 106 miles, that's when the top of descent should be done. So we just wait till we blast through these clouds before we go into the FMC so we can have a look. Okay. So what I'm going to do is for our cruise 290, put 270 in, so that'll keep us under. Okay, speed brakes are back in. So if we have a look on our progress, as you can see, we're expected to get there for 6 o'clock 45 minutes with 8.2. And we are coming in for runway 03 left on the ILSY Yankee. Hi guys, so right now what we're going to start to do is we're near our top of descent. We're going to descend down just a little bit quicker, coming down on the ILSY Yankee. So for the ILSY Yankee we're going to intercept the ILS at 3,000 feet. So we'll just go over now and we'll go down to 3,000. Okay, which is set. We'll limit our bank as it is a little bit windy here. And we'll go tell the FMC to descend now. Okay, we've got speed brakes. And down we come now, ready for Gran Canaria. Some amazing views today. We've got the orthos down there as well, which should be really fun. So we're going to leave the vertical deviation as we're going to descend a little earlier. There we go, we've got the speed brakes back in now. As we start descending from 320 down for 3,000. Calculated out about 106 miles from our top of descent, which is near to the top of descent, but by doing this it gives us a nice calm descent down into the runway, and the VNAV hasn't got to chase any speeds they may want to do. So looking at our restrictions, be 240 by the time we get to L'Alto. So what we can do is put in the speed intervene, then we go to 270. Okay, so what the aircraft's doing is, because we've put the speed in, the aircraft's now descending to catch that speed, and then it will lift back up and then carry back on profile. So if we hit 270, the aircraft will now pull back and go back onto its profile. Coming down, it's quite rocky, so we'll go ahead and get the ATIS. So send that off. So we get everything all set in before we do. Get auto brake number 2, as when we do get off, coming in on the 026 for runway 03 left, following the ILS Yankee chart down, which means we're going to basically go straight towards the airport, swing a left, and then a backtrack up, and then turn straight around on a 180 degree. So just coming down through 270. It is just a little rocky. Now tell the cabin crew that we are going to start to come down now. Okay, so descending through 26 now, let's go and check our ATIS. So on our ATIS at 030 at 22 knots and 1018 on the QNH. And transition altitude is going to be 6,000 feet. So take this time to watch the descent as it goes on, as it should be a nice bumpy one in to Gran Canaria today. Can put our start switches to continuous. Now we're going to follow her all the way down to Canis. Then we'll take that left to L'Alto, turn right at Aneta. Now what we could do, just to save the confusion, as we're going to go straight down towards the airport anyway, so what we'll do is we'll block out L'Alto, which will then give us a direct straight into Gran Canaria. So now we're going to start coming down now through 230. Set up our landing weight as well to go get 10 to 9, which is 1, so 5.6. Okay, do flaps 30 at 154 plus 5 or 159. Coming down now, it's quite rocky. So we'll see if we can butter this one today, guys. So we'll get the ILS frequencies put in, which is a 10990, which is set. We'll lock them in, and the course is 026. Okay, 026. So there's a Netta passing through 20,000 feet now on our way down to the blustery Gran Canaria. Okay. So we've got the path. So change the descent to follow the VNAV path and not the speed. I was wondering why the aircraft was trying to catch the speed and not the path, which is fine. 700 feet below the vertical deviation profile, so we're coming down now right on par. As you can see, the deviation's moving towards us. So we'll now let the aircraft's intervention kick in for the speed. As we slow to 250. Okay, there's our vertical deviation. Coming down now. Okay, speed brakes can go back in. So we're getting up to Aneta now. We'll go direct through to the airport from there. So we've got a little bit of rain as well, a little bit of choppy weather. Should make do for a great arrival. Passing through 17,000 feet. Going from Canis now up to Aneta. We'll just take us straight on to the runway where we'll backtrack up on the 206 and then come back for the 026. Okay, so put the speed intervention on and we'll go down to 240. Okay, so just near our 240 now, and we'll be waiting to get the aircraft all configured, ready to come in. So we check on our speed restrictions, 5,000 above all the way now. So we'll slow it down to 220. Gets down for 5,000 in 23 miles. So we'll stay at 230 now. Okay, there we are, down to 230. Aircraft still descending down. So as we get ready to come into Gran Canaria, we've got the auto brake set at number 2. We're going to come to Aneta and then basically backtrack up the runway and then turn around. That was sent through 14,000 now. That vertical speed on. Now we go down 1,000 feet per minute. Go down 10,002. Okay, on our vertical deviation, 2.5 at the airport. So around 20 miles from that left. So we'll then backtrack round. So here comes the wind. Here comes the rain. Dribs and drabs. Passing through 11,005, ready for us to switch on our landing lights. Accidentally reset the clock, so I won't bother putting that back on. So we've got flaps 30, 152 plus 7, 8. We'll come around between 157, 160. We'll see how the wind fares when we start to make in for that turn, as we are going to hit a really bad patch of air. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to limit the bank angle so the aircraft doesn't get out of control. Auto brake set at number 3. When we come down for that left turn, need to be below 210. So what we can do now is we'll go ahead and set up the ILS. And we'll do our approach checklist. So for our approach checklist, we've got our engine start switches, which are continuous. Landing lights under 10,000 feet, which we'll go ahead and turn on now. Now we've got our wheel well ready. Taxi lights auto, which will be on as well, as we are going to hit some really bad air now as we come in. Limited our bank angle. Our altimeter setting, which is a 1018. We'll send them over now, as things are probably going to get a little bit more hectic as we start coming into the airport. So QNH is a set of 1018, which are set and cross-checked. The altitude for the approach, which is 3,000 feet to intercept the ILS on the 3-degree glide path. After that, our minimums for the approach is a 439 for a 361 decision. And then from there we have our VCARD approach speed rev, which is flaps 30 at 152 plus 7, so we'll leave it at 159. Taxi lights auto, flaps will be set and speed brakes are armed. Landing gear will be down, and then we can get the aircraft all set and configured. So here comes the rain. Okay, so we go down to 210 or 205. Now we'll go flaps 1. So we get ready to head on to the 206. And when we are in this area now, on the charts for the minimums, we need to be under 8,500 feet. We'll come down to flaps 1 now. Then through 6004, auto brakes number 3, we're on a flaps 1. As we now backtrack up the end of the runway to turn in. And what we'll also do is we'll activate the ILS's. Once we get to the end, the aircraft will backtrack round. So currently down on our flaps 1. Aircraft's just currently holding. Got a bit of rough air. We've got some light showers. Aircraft's all configured for the approach. Put it on intermittent. That way if it does come back, then they'll just flick on. Okay, so once we get to the end, which will be the start, then we'll slow to the 165. And the 165 will probably be a flaps 5 then. Which will then backtrack us onto the 026. So, cabin crew, prepare for landing. Okay, so the aircraft's now going to backtrack round. Making a right turn now to come back on ourselves for the runway.
Bank angle.
As you see, the winds aren't very nice. The autopilot's trying to do a great job of holding us there. Could limit the bank angle some more, but I want to get back round so we can intercept for the ILS, and then we'll drop down for our flaps 5. Okay, so what we can do is we'll spin around. There we go. Go into our heading.
1,000 to
And
go.
then we can set the approach on. So then we'll bypass in for the ILS. There we go.
$1,000 to go.
Okay, so we go down to our flaps 5. And we start to turn onto the 026 now.
1,000 to go. 1,000 to go.
Okay, there's the localizer coming.
1,000 to go.
Bank angle. Bank angle.
$1,000 to go. $1,000 to go.
Okay, so here we come now, the glide slopes going to activate. Leave the wipers going. Now once we level off at 3000 then the glide slope will activate. As the rain probably will come back, so we'll leave the wipers just on their second setting. Wait for the glide slope to activate. There we go. There's the glide slope. So we go flaps 15 and gear down. Speed of 165. Okay, so the rain is pretty bad.
2500.
Okay, so in just a second we will disconnect the autopilot. Go down to our flaps 30. Leave it for a 157. Okay, so auto brake set number 3. Got flaps which are set at flaps 30. Our minimums, our altimeters are set. We are now on the 026, which is set. So what I'm going to do now is, as we are all ready and fully configured, is I'm going to disconnect the aircraft and now we can have a go at flying it down. So the autopilot is disconnected and the auto throttle is off, so now I have full control of the aircraft. Okay, here's a little rocky. Okay, just a little low. Okay, so here comes the glide slope back again.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Check.
Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, speed brakes are up and reversers are active. Check. Turn off the wipers now. And manual braking. Okay, so speed brakes can go back in and we'll track our flaps back up. And there we are, guys, down in Gran Canaria. Okay, so as the aircraft comes to a complete near enough stop, turn our landing lights off, runway turn-offs, we can leave our taxis on, we'll put our strobes to steady, turn off the wheel well, and we can now turn off the seatbelts. Now we'll go and taxi to the gate, guys. It's time for our landing cinematics. We'll turn off our auto brake. So join me after when we taxi back to the gate and get this bird back on the stand. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and leave your comments down below. And I'll see you all when it's time for us to taxi to the gate. So I'll see you all in just a minute. there we are guys, down in Gran Canaria for the flight of the evening. Don't forget to like and stay tuned for where this Ryanair plane is going to leave Gran Canaria and fly to next. Leave your comments down in below to find out where we're going to be flying to next, and I'll reveal very shortly on these status. So take care for now guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.
$2,500.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set. $400. $300. $200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 10,